it's Mo. I probably look a little bit different today because my hair is straight, which is very unusual. My hair normally it's got a lot of natural wave in it, and I usually just air dry it, but when I get my hair cut, my stylist likes to straighten it and make it look all pretty, and people compliment me all day, and I tell them to enjoy it because it'll only last for like a day or two because I just won't spend the time on it. But anyway, so if you like my straight hair, great. You're not going to see it very often, but people do enjoy it. Today we're talking about the Too Faced Gingerbread Lane collection. I've done a lot of Too Faced this holiday season, which might seem curious, like why Too Faced? Well, I think it's because Too Faced is traditionally so hit and miss over the holidays. So there might be like a great set and then a really not great set. And it's hard to know like what's worth your money, what isn't worth your money. So that is really why I've done a lot of Too Faced reviews this holiday season for holiday 2019. I've got a whole playlist and I can link that for you below. But today, as I said, is the Gingerbread Lane set, and this is considered part of their Tutti Frutti collection. So this one is not the gingerbread scent like many of their holiday products. This one actually is 3 different palettes. This one is berry pie, this one is banana bread, and this one is supposed to smell like sugar cookie. And we'll kind of look at that. Also, I am wearing this on my eyes and my cheeks today, and as usual, I put it on about 6:30 this morning, and we're at about 5 o'clock at night. So a good, 11 hours of wear time to give you a sense of how these things kind of wear. So here's what it looks like. The outer packaging. This is the back. It shows you what's in each palette, which is kind of nice. And then there are 3 individual palettes inside that outer packaging. And each of these palettes has the same amount of eyeshadow and blush in it. So each of the eyeshadow pans is 1.7 grams, which I have to say is pretty sizable, especially for a holiday set. And then the blushes in each one are 4.2 grams, also a fairly generous size. I think that's pretty comparable to the blush size in some of the other Too Faced sets, but the eyeshadow size is significantly bigger than any of the other sets that I've seen this holiday season. So that's something to keep in mind. And I thought we'd kind of look at these in the order that they show them on the box. So this is berry pie, banana bread, and sugar cookie, as I said. Let's start with the berry pie scented palette, and it looks like this. Cute outer packaging. The front is different on each of these palettes. The back is similar in that there's a to and from label that you can fill out on the back. So this would be one of those things that you could easily buy this set and divide it up among 3 people, however you want to do it, or like in my case, I got it for myself because I don't seem to have any makeup lovers in my life, unfortunately. So this is the little berry one, and it says Berry Merry Christmas. And we've got some reflective packaging there. I will try to not make that too reflective on you. And as you can see, there are 2 matte shades, kind of diagonal here, and 2 shimmer shades in this particular palette. And then the blush in this one is matte, kind of a deep berry color, which makes sense for this berry themed palette. It definitely smells very berry-ish. I don't know which berry I would say, but it's definitely a berry scented palette. And we'll swatch them here. That feels quite soft. That actually feels pretty nice. As I said, these are really generously sized eyeshadows, which I'm pretty impressed just about that. I would expect them to be pretty tiny in a 3 set like this. So there we go with those 4 eyeshadows. This one doesn't swatch quite as well. Again, I often when I am swatching lighter shades, they don't show up as well on me because they're a little more like my skin tone. Let's look at that again. So it's this color, this kind of pinky color. Here's what it looks like. And then it swatches like that. So I'm not seeing any pink when I look at that color. It actually swatches more like a gold. And then the blush, which I said is a matte deep berry, feels fantastic also. And there's the blush. That's a pretty, very pretty color. I think that could work on a lot of skin tones depending on how heavily or lightly it's applied. Definitely a berry themed palette. It's interesting, it looks more colorful to me in the pans than it does in the swatches. And maybe that's an unfair judgment because this one to me looks so completely different than it does in the swatch. Basically that one just comes off as kind of shimmery. So the names on these are Dream Big, Christmas Wish, Sweet Tooth, which is the one that looks pink in the pan but comes off gold on the swatch. And then Holla Days is the name of this last matte. And then the blush is Snow Place Like Home. So those are the colors in the berry palette. And if you're sensitive to scent, at least so far the berry one, it's not like you have to get all that close to it to smell it, and that berry kind of wafts right at you. So if you don't like scent, I don't think you're gonna prefer these. And the next one is Banana Bread. That's the scent of this one. As you can see, it's more of a yellow palette, little bananas on there. Very cute packaging, as is typical for Too Faced. And the back, as I said, pretty similar. It's a different color. This is yellow, but it's still got the to and the from, if you want to break this set up. This is Banana Bread scented, and then on the inside it says Totally Bananas. And we've got in this one Butter Together, Oh My Ganache, Banana Pudding down here, and Naughty List. So those are the 4 shades. All 4 of them feel very nice. And it's swatching nicely too. That one swatched really well. That swatched really well. I don't know what the scent is. Here's what I think. I think it should be banana scented, but since it's been in the package with the berry one, I feel like it smells like banana berry, which I'm not sure I like. But those swatched really, really well. And then this one is a neutral, warm leaning really blush. It could almost, on some people, be a bronzer. So that's we'll call it the cheek color in that one. In the banana palette, I wanted to point out there are 3 mattes and 1 shimmer, and again the blush is a matte. And the name of the blush, by the way, in this one is Whole Latte Love. So there's that, and there are the swatches again for that palette. That swatched really nicely. Like, I don't have any complaints about that one at all. Really nice. So that's the Banana Bread. And that leaves us with 1 more, and this is the Sugar Cookie Scented palette, according to the packaging anyway. And more of a purple tone, as you can see. Little gingerbread lady. She's at the door. And again, kind of a purple color, and the to and from again on the back. This one says Sugar Plum Cookie, and then it's got more purple and pinky tones. And this one is 3 shimmers, 1 matte, and again a matte, in this case a bright pink blush. So 3 shimmers in this one, 1 matte, and a matte blush. So in each palette there's a different number of mattes and shimmers, which is kind of interesting actually. So we've got Snowed In, Don't Desert Me, Snowed In. That one probably feels the most glitter-like. Then the matte is Current, C-U-R-R-A-N-T, Mood. That's what they look like. So a lot of shimmer in this palette. But again, those are swatching pretty darn well. The shimmers look good, and that matte swatched better than I would have guessed. And I used that matte today. So even I'm surprised that, like, whoa, it's a good thing I used a light hand this morning when I put that on. And then the blush is Snowfall in Love. Great names. You know I'm a fan of Too Faced names. That's not a surprise. Here's the blush. Also very pretty. I think this one again would be good on different skin tones because they've put in a brighter blush and they put in that darker color, which I think is great. I mean, the more people who can use it, the better, I say. This is actually what I have on my eyes and my cheeks today. And it is really, that blush has really hung in there. And I didn't use a ton because I knew obviously it was a bright color, but it is not, it is there. It did not go anywhere all day, which I think is excellent. And then on my eyes, I put this with kind of a fluffier brush. I went in, worked it into the crease and the third of my eye. Then I put the lightest shade from here and in on my lid. And then just in the very, very, very center, I added this purple blue. So that's what I did today. And as I said, that was more than 11 hours ago. So there's the swatches, there's the eye look. These swatched really well. Now, I will say of the swatches, probably this is one of the not as good swatches if we're gonna be relative comparing all of these palettes. This one is a little more, it's not a glitter, but it is more of what I'm going to call a topper shade, and that's kind of how I used it today, as you can see, but it picks up the color and the lighting really nicely, I thought, and it was really nice for just that center of the lid. So let's just talk about this set. So initially, I didn't intend to purchase this set. It didn't speak to me. I'm not really, truthfully, I'm not a big fan of like fruit scented things. I'm more into like, if something's going to be scented, my makeup is going to be scented, I prefer something that's more like a baked good or a cookie or whatever. So this didn't really interest me that much. But I was at Ulta and I had a 20% off coupon, and I looked at it again and I swatched it in store and I looked at the sizes of the pans, and then I looked at the cost. So 3 palettes for $39. And you have to figure out, is it worth it? Well, first of all, you have to determine, is this something you're buying for yourself, or is this something you are actually buying as a gift or gifts? Because there's some things to keep in mind. Let's start with if you're buying it for a gift. If you're giving the whole set to one person, they have lots and lots of variety. They can choose if they like the shimmer better or the matte better, and maybe kind of what blush color works for them or whatever. So if you're gifting it as one thing, I think you can do that and they'll have some variety. I think you have to be a little more careful if you're going to split it up and really think about, okay, is this person going to want 3 shimmery eyeshadows that are purple and a bright pink blush? Is this person going to want the neutrals that are 3 mattes and a shimmer? How is that going to work? So think about the people you are actually giving these to. And then let's look at it if it's something you're just purchasing for yourself. First of all, think about the colors you have, which I think is always a wise thing to do when you're going to purchase any makeup. Is it just duplicating something you already have? If it is duplicating something that you have, do you still want to get it because you like the packaging, or because you like the portability, or because you like that it's a holiday set? I mean, everybody has their own reasons for why they may choose one thing over another. So if you break down the cost of this, it's $39, and this is available at Ulta, and it's also available at TooFaced.com. Those are the only places I'm aware of to get this one, and it's $39. In my case, I had a 20% off coupon for Ulta, so that took it down to, I'm doing math in my head, $31-ish. So if this had been $30 and I had walked up to it and it was $30, I would have been like 3 palettes for $30, cute packaging, holiday, this amount of product. I would have been like, cool. $39, I was kind of like, I don't know. So for me, the 20% coupon was what made it worth the amount to me. So if you are interested in this, especially after swatching it and hearing me talk about it, I would wait if you can for a 20% off coupon, or if you have one and you've been thinking, what should I do with this? I think that's a great price for, I think that's a reasonable price for it. And $39 isn't outrageous or crazy, but I'm just saying, I like it better at the 20% off price. I just think it's a little more like what I would think it should cost, because I'm always trying to keep in mind, if it's a thing that's part of your life and you have a collection, or you're just a person starting out with makeup, or you're a person giving makeup, whatever your situation is, how can you best use whatever that money is that you've kind of decided you're going to use for makeup. I hope that was helpful, because that is my only purpose here, and thanks for hanging out and just talking makeup with me. I love this stuff, and I hope today is a good one for you, and I will talk to you soon.